definitely recording? Yes, it's recording.
So this is the third time we've recorded this.
Yes, third time is the charm. Head cut off. It's just zoop. There we go, less head cut off. So
Chin cut off.
Chin cut off. So this is our third attempt at recording this video. The first attempt, we didn't turn on the camera. Second attempt, we didn't turn on the audio gear. So, now we're doing this for the third time. 3 hours, now 3.5 hours, we've been traveling. And we are now not 200 meters, but about 600 meters away from where we started the morning.
We've basically been on a tour of the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, and there's various routes you can go around. We went down to 3 Mills, we went, I don't know where else we went. Maybe we'll do a map.
You have to call the Canal and River Trust ahead of time to book passage through one of the locks. So
even though you can get to either side of the locks via
but you have to get through the other lock.
Oh,
which so it's still not totally simple. But Lorna knew the secret passwords and magic and stuff. So we've been able to see the Olympic Village, some strange thing which was apparently a sculpture of the Olympic rings, but is now a slide, and some motorized swans, which look impressive. And basically 3 hours later, after a lot of good conversation and some philosophical nonsense and some philosophical good sense, we found ourselves sitting on the exact same mooring we'd left this morning, where we'd picked up Lorna, dropping off Lorna, facing in 180 degrees the wrong direction from where we'd started, which seemed like an awfully pointless day to go 3.5 hours to turn around.
So now, even though we've had a lovely cruise, and it was really worthwhile, we feel like we need to make some
actual progress.
Geographical progress.
Yeah.
So we're pushing north. We're going through Old Ford Lock, I believe.
Yep.
And then
up towards Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham? Is that the word?
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Where Tottenham Court Road no doubt is.
Going past the Olympic Stadium for the
9th time or something.
And it's a Saturday and there's a West Ham game on, so everyone's arriving in their West Ham kits.
And I've recently learned that is not a form of meat sandwich.
Just going under the Docklands Light Railway.
Which is heavy. And it's noise making.
And
it's not nearly that light.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very little traffic, lots of graffiti, lots of birds, some sort of massive earth moving thing, construction everywhere. Very, very, very industrial / middle of the city, but actually kind of pleasant in its own right.
Kind of pleasant, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just different, and that's...
She was saying that a few years ago, before the Olympics, when all of this was revamped and those locks were recommissioned, this area stunk to high hell. Yeah, so...
Wasn't expecting to see cows in Hackney.
Are we recording on all two devices?
On all two?
All two devices, because coordinating two things running at once proved to be a real problem yesterday.
So it's now the next day, and when we arrived, well, I don't even know where we are. We're just south of Tottenham, I think.
Yeah.
We were too tired and grumpy to film anything, so we didn't.
Yeah, it was a bit of a, I wouldn't say a difficult stretch, but sort of an annoying stretch.
Because we had the lovely cruise with Lorna.
Yeah, which was really good.
It was really nice. I'm so glad we did that.
And then we got up to the, I can't remember the name of it, the
Old
Ford Lock.
There was a boat already in the lock, and they'd stopped it was like a push button lock, and they'd stopped the water filling, so it was about a foot from the top, and they'd started using the tap, which was in a really silly place, to start filling their water tank. So
It is an awfully strange place.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if the lock took a lot longer to cycle, like a lot longer to cycle, it would sort of make sense, but it's like there is no position you can get onto without like a 60-foot hose, really.
So you couldn't really be annoyed with them. Like, we weren't annoyed with them for doing that, but then it just meant that we had to wait for them.
Yeah.
But then it was good timing because they were going up and then another boat was coming down, so that worked out really well.
Except for that guy
He was a bit...
He was a bit
He's nice.
forceful.
Well, the thing is, there was two people on his boat, but they weren't really crew, they were just along for the ride. So he got off the boat to operate the buttons, and I was like, oh, if you want to stay on the boat, I can do it because we're waiting to come in. And he was like, no, it's okay, I want to do it. And I was like, oh, fair enough, thinking that someone else on his boat would drive the boat out when it got to the bottom. No, it got to the bottom, he had to pull it over and then climb down the ladder. And then we went up the lock, and that was fine, and you went out. And me and George were happily walking along, and we got quite far, and then I was like, I've left my keys in the thing, haven't I? So I had to run all the way back. Also, it was West Ham were playing Bournemouth, and I think it possibly the first match of the season. And Old Ford Lock is right outside the stadium, so it was just hordes and hordes of West Ham fans going past to go to the game.
Yeah, and that evening it turned out somebody posted a comment on our feed, and it turned out that we'd been videotaped by some, I guess it's a YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube channel. It's called Hammer's Chat or something.
More solid, defensively, if we're going to be that open going forward. And maybe one other, maybe Zabaleta might come in.
It's kind of funny to watch it. Like, we just drove past their recording.
I remember staring at him, and I think I recorded them back, and they were like looking at us. So I guess not many boats go down there. So they were looking at us as if to say, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, and I just saw this guy with this kind of funny colored microphone, and
I couldn't see a camera, so I assumed it was radio.
Yeah, but yeah, it turns out we ended up on somebody else's YouTube channel.
And like someone watching that, like recognised us, which is really weird.
Yeah. Collision of YouTube universes. When we came out of the Old Fort Lock, there was a long stretch with nowhere to slow down or stop or potentially pick Joe up. And I kind of knew you wanted to walk, but I'd noticed that in the map there was quite a long haul to the next one, and there's all these canoeists, and it was just a little bit like busy traffic sort of thing.
It was a really busy stretch because there was cafes and like nice independent cafes like backing onto the canal from the other side. There was shops on this side.
Hundreds of people walking down the pathway to the stadium.
And also just walking, and there was there's like a trader's mooring.
Yeah.
Which was really nice to see as well.
Yeah, it was really cool, but it was
not fun.
For me it was just very busy, and especially the canoeists. There was lots of canoeists just pushing off and sort of two people in a canoe going in opposite directions, so the thing's just sort of spinning and stuff. So there was a little bit of like just kind of irritating traffic, and then I lost sight of you because you completely disappeared.
Because I had to run all the way back and hope that no one had spotted the keys just sitting there.
But the fact that you disappeared, I was like,
and
did you fall in?
I had his phone as well, so because as soon as I realised, I was like, I'll phone Michael, and I looked at the phone, and I was like, no, I won't, because this is his phone.
Don't have the phone.
I don't think there was any more locks after that.
No more locks, lots of bridges.
So then we pushed all the way up to Tottenham, and there's just so many boats, so many like private moorings and so many visitor moorings that are completely full. And on the visitor moorings, you can kind of tell that there's little communities because there's people painting their boats and
then there was the person with a full garden beside their boat, like with
that's on a
wheelbarrows
mooring.
And everything, sitting on a Sitting on a point where you'd have to move every 14 days, and they're growing pumpkins.
But and there was hardly anywhere to moor. Like, I'm surprised at how busy it is. And we're not in the nicest place, but we just got too tired to carry on
Awfully
yesterday.
fast-growing pumpkins, those must be. Apparently, this was the...
Oh, those Hackney marshes we went past.
Yeah, the marshes are back there. These are the filter beds, and so both the marshes and the filter beds were the place through which London's sewage was filtered. So this is the area that was the cleaning facility for the outpourings of Victorian England. So thanks for watching. Thanks, Lorna, for coming along with us.
And showing us around.
Showing us around and around and around. And
Come back aboard soon.
yes, for the trip up the Thames, no doubt. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. Like, click, comment, subscribe, hit the bell-shaped thing, and yeah, enjoy. Sitting on the exact same morning as but sitting in the reverse direction, which he's gone now again.
But
There goes Captain America.
where the sorry.
Frustration begins.
Can I say hello to your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hello there.
George, you're making friends.
Come here, George. Oh no, that's not
That's
George.
not George. Don't invite somebody else's dog over. Hi, Poochie. George, get back here.
Hi.
Hi.
George, come
Simple, George. Right here. Come on. Come on, George. Yeah, right there's good. There's good.
George, sit down. Oh God, the legs. George. Yes, the dog's just on a wee there.
That's why we
No, you have to do a
investigate
wee there.
I'm not really sure. I think I'll just lie down.
Good boy.
Good dog.
There was a boat already in the
Wait,
lock.
where were we? What?
We're at Old Ford Lock.
Oh. I'm completely lost.
And oh, he's a cute.
That is a cute dog.
So many waggy tail.
Waggy tail, George. Say hello, George. It's okay. Ah, yes, the 360-degree greeting. George, where are you going?
You too. Bye.
Oh, good. Wrangle our dog. Come on, George. Back you go. Okay, well done. Good dog. Good dog. Yep. What a good pooch. Yes. Right, where were we?
Oh my God, he's so cute.
He's so adorable.
George.
And kind of naughty.